Now the reason why I'm laughing so much because there's always news and always new words and new phraseologies that Ninon does not understand. Ninon, I'm talking in the third place because I think I definitely want to be in the third place on this one. And we were talking about different things, and I'll let my guest Matthew, he's fabulous, of course, Katie.
Yes.
But before we go any place, they were talking about fluffers, and I said, fluffer? What on earth is a fluffer? And I'm thinking, and they didn't even know this. They don't really know this. I'm thinking fluffing. That we fluff the bedspread on a bed to make it all bouncy and pretty and lovely. It's not that at all. It's not that at all. So apparently they don't want to take me anywhere where this word comes from or what it means.
Oh, I will take you.
I think it's kind of a Vegas word, is it?
Well,
no, it's international. Come on.
No, I think everyone knows that word except for you. I'm pretty
Matthew,
sure.
What do you think? What do you think? You've come on this show. You have no idea who we are, what we are.
And here we are.
And
we're talking about fluffing.
Yay.
Oh, we got fluffed before we started. It was fantastic.
Oh, did you get fluffed?
I did.
Oh, good or bad, right or wrong, I don't even can't understand it, but that's okay. And Matthew's a producer, so do you produce fluffy movies?
No, I don't actually.
You don't?
I don't
Okay.
produce fluffy movies.
Oh, okay. So what do you produce?
I produce media. I make commercials, and I build great brand experiences for clients of all different types.
And who's your biggest client?
My biggest client was probably the Wynn Hotel, I think. Currently,
Big?
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah,
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Working with John F. Kennedy University up in the Bay Area right now.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah.
But they had a John F. Kennedy museum here, I think, at the Tropicana.
I think they did at one
They
point.
did at
yeah.
one point, because I was there for the opening and everything. It was
That's right.
fabulous to see part of the plane and everything. It was really fun.
Oh yeah.
He's quite a character. The Kennedy family, believe me, they were just amazing.
But the university in the Bay Area is beautiful. It is a beautiful place, yes. Like
Because you're from
I'm from that area.
Oh, so you know exactly what
yes,
it is.
I do.
Yeah, perfect.
So do you make commercials about it, or you just...
We do. I do make commercials. I started working in music production, actually, here in Vegas, and that transitioned into working in advertising, and eventually, a couple years ago, I opened my own business up in the Bay, and we kind of do a...
So you're from the Bay now?
No, I just rebranded and moved back to Las Vegas.
You moved back, so
Yes.
you were here, left and come back.
I'm bringing those stuff with me.
It's amazing how so many people leave Vegas, and I think they truly miss it and say...
I did.
Yeah.
I definitely missed it, for sure. Yeah.
So that's why you came back. Now, is it just as good, the commercials, to do them here as it is in South Africa?
You know what's interesting about it, and this is maybe a comment on the industry here, is because I know we were talking a lot about the industry earlier.
Yes.
It's in the commercial business, it's no longer just about doing a shoot and then giving it out to a partner to place.
Yes.
It's about engaging, it's about engaging everyone in the community to actually make it work. We have to think about these things differently, we live in a different world now.
I love it. See, I haven't been one of these people. I love change. I love all this change stuff. And everybody says, well, nobody likes change, unfortunately. We've got
hard.
actually politics going on right now, and then both parties are trying to say how great they can be by changing what. And what is the greatest, I think, comment that's coming out at the moment is that Clinton's been in this for many years and hasn't changed anything. Trump is really working on this kind of phrase.
He's just speaking.
But they're all trying to. But it's so change is good.
Yeah.
So you're working at the Wynn. What sort of commercial would you do for the Wynn?
No, it's interesting. So the new way we think about things now, it's not just commercials. That's really where my business and my studio really flourishes.
Yes.
But we build experiences. So a commercial is one way to do that. It's about making a visceral connection to another human.
Of course.
And it's making the assumption that we're all connected. So we can do this through different performance mediums.
Yes.
So I was fortunate enough to work on a secret show that never went.
So it was a secret. It really was a secret.
It was a secret. Actually, I can't tell you too much about it. But
it never came out.
It never came out. But the effort was interesting, though. Is it was the first time in a long time that I think a large conglomerate here in town, especially, reached a new level of integrating marketing and experience and outreach to its client base to reposition itself in a way that was through performance art, and I thought that was really interesting.
And did that work, or that was the one that didn't work?
I think it would work someday. I don't think it.
You keep saying that you're going to do an experience. Can you
That's right.
can you explain what the experience is? I mean, you're talking about us
Absolutely,
about a secret
sure.
show and whatnot.
Yeah, no, so an
but
experience-
you can't really tell us about it.
That's
so
right.
give us the experience of something that you can't tell us about.
Yeah, so a big client experience was one of my clients was the company behind the last 5 Grateful Dead concerts, for example. This is last year. It ended up being, we came in to produce some of the live broadcast for that. There were several different clients, so we needed to create something unique for our clients only with the set amount of materials that we had. And I had 2 different clients for that. I had YouTube and another company called LiveList. And what they required was to bring the audience as a streaming service. They wanted to bring the audience out of their home and into the venue, but they weren't actually in the venue because they're buying a subscription to see the shows.
Of course.
So we thought of ways to engage the people that were attending the show in ways that the people at home couldn't because they weren't there. So we interviewed a lot of the characters that were there. You know, a lot of the funny people from the Bay Area that hitchhiked across the country to go see the show. They made great material, you know, and they really spoke to people.
You know
so
something? I think what you're saying.
that's one experience, and the concert itself is another.
And I think what you're saying is that people are being more natural rather than reading lines and having lines. It's like I was doing an interview yesterday, and they had everything written down. And I'm like looking at it, I'm trying to follow it, and none of it made sense to me because that's not what I would have said and done. Because I'm one of these people.
Yeah, I won't do an interview with conditions. It's just not something that should happen.
I don't think so, but I've been doing interviews for years now, and I've never ever pre-interviewed anybody. It's like I've just I mean, Matthew sat down and I'm saying, you know, who are you, what do you do? Because that's all I need to know. Because then you're going to explain the story in an honest way.
It'll take you where you need to go.
Absolutely, but I think what you're saying also is everything is becoming more and more on the internet.
It is.
Everything is more gravitating to the internet, selling on the internet, buying on the internet. I mean, you sell stuff, you buy stuff. You look at all TV shows on the internet. If you miss something, you can catch it later on.
Right.
This is true. Is this what's going on?
Absolutely, and I think the larger aspect of why that is the case is because we live in a world, and advertisers get this wrong all the time. They don't understand. Bigger companies don't understand it. Some do. Some are adopting.
Some are catching on.
Some are getting it. I will say that. But the world we live in isn't just a push-out world, and it's not just a pull-in world. You know, we used to sit around, and I say we as the collective, you know, humans, and especially in the United States, we used to sit around and listen to the radio or the TV as a family sometimes.
Many times.
And we used to, you know, and
we used to.
We used to. And now you
don't now.
You can do the same thing, and families still do that, but everyone's on their phone, and everyone's sharing that experience with other people. So now we have this feedback loop coming. And people want to share and receive and interact. It's no longer enough to share what you're doing. You want to know people are seeing it. You want to know people are watching
But then you also want to interact. I mean, everybody's a ham.
and hear what they think.
Yes, everybody's a ham now. And it's funny what the internet has truly done is brought people out that are really afraid of being in front of a camera, but they can actually be in their own little room, their bedroom or whatever, in front of their internet, and they can record this little thing on so many things now you can record it, and they look at it and think, hey, that was pretty cool. They put it up there. And it's so natural, so beautiful now, that everybody gets this chance.
You know, the funny thing that happened about that, about coming out of that, using your space, whatever it is, your bedroom or whatnot, the Grateful Dead shows, they wanted a host to come out and you know, curate the pre-roll before the concerts. And they said, oh, we want you to do it. And I said, no, I have talent for this. I'm not going to do that. And they said, no, you're perfect. You should do that. And I thought, oh, God, help me. You know, I'm alive in front of millions of people, and there's 100,000 people sitting behind me, and I'm going, oh my gosh.
This is something I had not planned.
Yeah, I didn't plan for it, but it turned out okay.
But it turned out good because you came over, well, number one, you're under pressure.
Well, I had to get over it.
Yeah, you had to get over it, right, in a split second.
I had 2 hours to think about it.
So what is your greatest project, or what are the projects you really like doing?
The projects I really like are, I love doing live concerts, because it's, you know, you can engage people on a level that is through the universal medium, I think, which is sound and music and things that and visual too. You know, there's things that we don't inherently, we can't put words to, but we can experience together. And those are the kinds of things that I really like.
Which are fabulous.
Yeah.
That's spontaneous.
It's why we like big shows.
It's funny,
you know?
I had a children's, teenage show many years ago, for 16 years, and you can never repeat what a young person is going to say and do.
Yeah.
You can't, you have to catch it right there and then, because if you ask them to read to it, they look at you and no, they have no idea what they just did.
Right.
So the spontaneity to me is absolutely fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
And how can people reach you if they want to reach you? That's all right, you're quite a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Well, now.
See, look, she's a. My producer's got something else. Let's take a break. So we're going to take a break. Before we take the break,
Matt Kerner
Oh,
Associates.
we're going to come back for a second segment.
Oh, we're gonna go to mattkernerassociates.com. It's MATTKOERNERassociates.com.
there you go. That's absolutely amazing. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Vegas Live with Ninon and, of course, Katie. See you in a bit.